Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're diving in on how to play Zhezhi in Wuthering Waves. I'll be answering all your questions such as, how does Zhezhi's kit work? What team compositions are best for her? What best combos and rotations should you go for? And which skills should you prioritize? Which echo sets are best for Zhezhi? What sequences should you go for? And lastly, which weapons are best for her? Let's dive in. So how does Zhezhi work? Well, her playstyle primarily focuses on her Forte circuit. In regards to how her Forte circuit works, she can mark enemies with 3 different spiritual sketch marks. She can make one mark on the center, one on the left, and one on the right, with each mark lasting for 15 seconds. Her Forte gauge is split into 3 sections, 30, 60, and 90 charge of Afflatus. Afflatus is granted by her normal attacks and intro skill. At above 30 Afflatus, she will place a center mark upon using her resonance skill. At above 60 Afflatus, she will place a left and right mark upon using her resonance skill. The goal here is to have a total of 90 Afflatus before initiating her full combo. We can look further on her combos in her rotation section. Next up, for her team comps, there are many options available for Zhezhi, as she is a great asset to any main DPS, but she shines most in these 3 teams. With her, you can pair her with Zhezhi and any sustain unit, where Zhezhi will buff Jinxi's resonance skill and Forte skill damage. And she benefits most from Zhezhi as her kit thrives off teammates who can deal coordinated hits. And the other alternate with her is with Chun-Li and any other sustain unit as well, where Zhezhi can buff Chun-Li's resonance skill and her Forte skill damage. And then the other option, you have Zhezhi and any other sustain unit, where Zhezhi will buff Zhezhi's resonance skill and her Forte skill damage. Now that we've talked about team composition, let's look at how to play on some of these teams. Here are her basic combos as follows. Start with your intro, and then 3 basic attacks, at that point you would have 90 Afflatus, then your resonance skill, heavy attack, and then you initiate Forte gauge, which consumes 30 Afflatus, then resonance skill 3 times, which consumes 90 Afflatus for all 3 marks, and then your resonance liberation, and then your outro. With her team rotations, here's how it follows. With the first one, you have Verna, where you use your resonance skill, your heavy attack and basic attack chain, your resonance liberation, which counts as charge attack as well, the Bellborn Echo, and then finally to your outro, which buffs your attack and deepen skills. Which comes to Zhezhi, where you would use your Echo and your resonance skill and your basic attacks, and an optional resonance liberation if you have it, and then finally your resonance skill, where you would have the Illuminous Epiphany for Unison, and then finally your outro. And now with Chun-Li's team, you would repeat the exact same process, it's just that you would replace Zhezhi with Chun-Li here. And now onto our skill prioritization. Here is the current order to prioritize Zhezhi's skills. You have your Forte circuit, to your resonance liberation, to your basic attack or resonance skill, and then finally your outro skill. Next up, let's move on to our echoes. Here are the builds you could go for. You have your 5-piece Moonlit Clouds, which is her best in slot, the 5-piece Freezing Frost, or the 2-piece Freezing Frost and 2-piece Lingering Tunes. For her sub DPS Echo build, you could go for a cost of 43311, where your 4 cost Echo would have a crit rate or crit damage, your cost 3 would have 2 Glacier bonus damage, or 1 Glacier damage bonus and 1 energy regen. Placeholder if you have no double Glacier. And then finally your cost 1 Echoes, which is going to be attack percentage. And now if you're aiming for sequences, S2 is the best one you want to follow for. As max Inkling Spirit Summons is increased by 6, her resonance skill boosts attack by 15%, stacking up to 3 times for 27 seconds, summoning 3 Inkling Spirits, and adds 1 extra fairy for an 140% for coordinated attack. And extra fairy sketches deal 160% of stroke of a genius damage. And now finally, let's talk about her weapons. No doubt, her best in slot is what you want to aim for, which gives you 500 attack and crit damage of 72%, which also increases your attack by 12%, and activating resonance skill will increase the user's normal attack damage by 12% for 6 seconds, and this can stack up to 3 times. When the outro skill is activated after accumulating 6 stacks, it removes the stacks and buffs the on-field resonator's normal attack damage by 52%, lasting for 25 seconds. And then your 5-star options if you have String Master or Cosmic Ripples. Followed up with the 4-star options, you have the Augment, the Battle Pass weapon, the Jinzhou Keeper, or the Guardian Rectifier. Any other weapons currently is listed as not viable for Zhezhi. And that about wraps up for today's guide on Zhezhi. If you found this useful, please give it a like and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips and guides on Wuthering Waves. Have a wonderful day and happy gaming. I'll see you in the next video.